Howdy y'all. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some creepy and strange TikToks that'll make you question reality. Let's giddy up.
Here's what things actually look like under a microscope. I'm sure most of you guys are not really afraid of worms, but after seeing it up close, you might be a little freaked out. You know those little dust mites that live inside of your bed? Yeah, that's what they look like up close. That's gonna freak me out tonight. And we all love strawberries. They look absolutely delicious. But not really so much up close. That looks kind of gross, I'm not gonna lie. But before I show you what ants look like under a microscope, I just found a game that's exactly like Roblox, but it's a lot more fun. If you want to try it out, go here in my profile and click Rec Room. This is what ants look like under a microscope. That's terrifying.
Kind of looks like an alien. And then with the strawberries, makes you wonder if any other fruits or vegetables, if you look up under a microscope, what it might look like. It might change your thought about eating them ever again.
Fine.
3 jobs you won't believe exist. Number 1, you can become a professional sleeper. As a professional sleeper, scientists will analyze your sleeping patterns, or you will test companies' products. And you will literally be paid thousands of dollars just to sleep. Number 2, you can be...
The whole one about sleeping, I don't know if it's that easy, because if it was that easy and you can make that much money, everybody would be doing it. But it'd be worth looking into at least.
become a professional Netflix watcher. They're called taggers, and their job is literally to watch new movies and TV shows that are coming out. And all they have to do is decide which category the content should go into on Netflix. And number 3, underwater people.
See, another one that everybody would be chomping at the bit to try doing. But I just, like I said, I don't think it's like as easily to do that it may seem. Plus, too, they're kind of like movie critics. Movie critics go and maybe not decide what category it's in, but they give the 2 cents about it. So that's kind of what it kind of seems like.
Pizza delivery man. So there's a completely underwater hotel in Florida, and guests can still order pizza, however it has to be delivered from a scuba diver. I can't believe this job exists. Comment below which job you would want.
Disturbing fact.
I mean, the sleeping one would sound pretty good, but the scuba diving one, I'm good without that. There could be too many factors that could go wrong, but kind of cool to get a pizza delivered that way.
You will regret learning about part 6. So when you die, your brain remains active for about 10 minutes, but in your head, those 10 minutes may last years. And in those 10 minutes, you live your life all over again. Maybe you're already dead and you're in those 10 minutes. Also, it was legal to mail children from 1913 to 1920. Yeah. And the serial killer Richard Chase took any unlocked door.
I'd actually heard about that one where they could mail babies during that time period. And there was something more to it as far as there was a whole operation behind it. Another one of the theories that, you know, the whole behind the Cabbage Patch Babies. Kind of like, wow, those dolls ended up being coming out and created, because the story behind it was, yeah, the babies were being created in the lab and then mailed out to people who were purchasing them. Not sure how true the validity of it, but pretty crazy to think about.
Door as an invitation to come inside. So I guess you should lock your doors.
Here's what a day in the life of an astronaut in space is like. Firstly, they clean their teeth using water from a bag with a straw to catch the droplet on their toothbrush. Then, to shower, they either use wet cloths or a shower head that they have to press directly onto their body. They then can strap themselves onto the toilet and even purify their urine, turning it into drinking water. Each of the crew members get 3 meals with some...
I ain't drinking my urine, for 1 and 2. I don't know. I don't think that we've been to space, especially with how much that they've been showing, that whether they be connected to wires or the fact that they've admitted to, I think it was in Houston, somewhere in Texas, where they actually have the facility where they train at underwater. So I just don't know that we've actually been to space, but again, I'm not drinking my own urine.
snacks a day. When hungry, they have to moisten and warm up the food and hopefully catch it in their mouths quick enough. They must exercise for at least 2 hours to counteract any muscle loss. And throughout the day, they carry out various scientific activities. Then finally, it's time for them to sleep, where they have to strap themselves onto their bed.
Facts about your favorite celebrities. Part 1, The Rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was once considered for the role of Tim Burton's Willy Wonka, which of course was given to Johnny Depp. But could you imagine The Rock being Willy Wonka? When The Rock was younger, he went through some hard times, and at one point he had 7...
Leave a comment down below if y'all think that, you know, he would have been a good fit for Willy Wonka. I honestly think that it would have changed the whole dynamic of the story if he had been Willy Wonka. And 2, I don't know, to see him in that outfit, that would have been a real eye-catcher.
dollars to his name. And as of today, the man is worth $400 million. Both Dwayne
Worth $400 million, but yet was asking for donations for people whenever that whole situation in Maui happened.
Johnson's dad and his grandpa were WWE wrestlers. And when he was old enough, his dad began to train him. In fact, The Rock's first ever acting job was playing his dad, the famous wrestler, on that 70s show. And although The Rock looks pretty
I watched that 70s show quite a bit, and I never recall, I don't know which episode or season that would have been in, but I don't ever recall seeing him in there.
scary, he's actually really afraid of spiders.
Whatever you see first says a lot about the type of person you are. Take a look at this photo right here. If you see the car first, it could suggest that you're a very independent person in life.
Leave a comment what y'all saw first. I saw a guy looking through binoculars with a hat on.
Going off. You like going on adventures, you could go out on road trips a lot, all of that kind of stuff. If you first saw the man with the binoculars, it could mean you're a very analytic person. You can be sensitive, but you like to dig deeper into the big picture of things. Now take a look at this photo.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you see the skull straight away, it could mean you're a very realist person. You like to live in the moment, don't get stressed out over little things. If you see the woman looking into the mirror first, this could suggest that you are the opposite. You do tend to get worried about the small things and stress out over things. Finally, look at the...
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't see the skull after he said that, but yeah, you could immediately right away see the lady looking into the mirror. So I guess maybe I stress about the small things too.
this photo. If you saw a baby first, it could mean you're very independent and like your own company. If you saw the couple first, it could suggest you spend a lot more time with your friends and care about them more than anything. Friends and family are the most important thing to you and you'll do anything for them. And if you saw the trees first, you're always ready to experience something new and go on an adventure.
Leave a comment on each one, what y'all saw first, and then also add to it what that meant. So if you got to take it back or rewind it and take a look, just let me know what y'all think down below.
People who had one job and failed. This building installed an escalator that brings you right into a wall. These boxes clearly said do not stack, and they stacked every single one of them.
And see some of those jobs are probably like, as far as the escalating, that whole situation, with it being built into a wall, you would think that would, would have been inevitable. How do you get to that point of the final phase? And it's like leading right up to a flat wall. And then the whole thing with the do not stack, I mean, I guess it just comes down to overlooking those small details. It says it right on the side, but yet, whoever's doing that in that role, that position, probably wants to get paid buku money.
This person's coffee mug has the handle on the inside, so you'd have to stick your hand in the coffee to hold it. They cut the grass every
The
day.
whole thing with that cup, though, is kind of interesting because if somebody wanted to, if that was a one of one, that cup could probably be worth some money later on down the road if they ended up wanting to sell it.
But he forgot to move the cone. A city worker was painting the yellow lines, and someone forgot to move their car, so he just painted over the car.
Terrible life hacks you should definitely not try. Are you missing out on all the nutritional benefits because you don't like eggs? Well, if you want to get those benefits, all you have to do is add flour, eggs, cocoa, and butter and bake for 30 minutes, and then you'll like those eggs. If your headphones are ever tangled and you can't get them untangled, just use detangler spray and you'll have perfect headphones in no time.
Why do I feel like that was one that's put out there just for people to try and just to see what kind of mess that they'll end up making of their headphones even more than them just being tangled up? Let me know if any of y'all try that.
If you have a hole in your sock, you don't need to throw away the sock. All you have to do is paint your toe with Sharpie and no one will know the difference. You can fit double the amount of tennis balls in a tennis ball can by cutting them in half.
All right, at this point, yeah, it's definitely just to see if people would actually attempt these, like, especially if they're seeing that tennis ball hack. Yeah.
If you ever don't want to pay at a restaurant, just carry an Uno reverse card and give it to the waiter so they have to pay when they bring you your bill. If you're up late studying, try
Definitely
dipping
give that
your
one a try.
contacts in your coffee. That way you'll stay awake even longer.
Facts about Earth
Somebody's a comedian with all those.
that will make you question everything. The ocean contains about $770 trillion worth of gold, which is enough money to build your own ocean in your backyard. The hottest place on Earth is Death Valley, California, and it's reached temperatures as high as 134 degrees Fahrenheit. And while we're on the subject of temperature, Antarctica can reach 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. And this is the Kitti's hognose bat, which is the smallest mammal on Earth.
It's pretty interesting about gold, I mean, it makes sense because especially back whenever the time during the period where Christopher Columbus was around, and you got to think about all the time before that where pirates, all that existed, and then the sunken ships. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that could be of value down in the ocean just from the simple fact of what was being hauled on certain boats, even just, centuries ago to even to now, whenever certain planes, ships, everything gets sank and go underwater. So I could definitely see that. And then that's the reason why, with Arizona be getting as hot as it does in certain parts of California, I have no desire to be in certain places that, reach triple digits.
Ecology tricks to mess with someone's head, part 4. If you're in an argument, just give a compliment to the other person. It will throw them off and they will go easy on you. In a big open area, just look up and look amazed by what you see, even though you see nothing. Notice how more and more people will be looking up to see what's happening. And immediately after your friend checks the time, ask them what time is it. They won't remember and they will have to check again.
Here's some unethical life.
That's pretty interesting. I'll have to try that one. But I definitely believe that, you know, as far as it being like a confrontational moment, and then you just compliment a person, because we have 2 kids, you know, and that new Orion movie came out on Netflix, and there was a scene where, you know, he was getting bullied, and the bully was like looking through his journal, and he ends up saying, you know, oh, you know how to put your pants on or something like that. And he said, oh, thank you, and he was just puzzled. So I think that could be applied to real life.
Life hacks you just have to know about. If you ever want to sound genuinely sick when calling into work, then lay on your bed on your back with your head off the side. It will make you sound congested when you talk. If you ever want to meet someone who lives far away but don't want to travel, then tell them that you live 2 times further than you actually do and to meet halfway. This means you'll meet where you currently live. And if you're ever on a plane and the person in front of you keeps reclining, meaning you have no leg room, then turn the AC on and point it towards them. The cold air blowing on the top of their heads will make them move their seat upright.
If you have scruffy
Another one to take into consideration and try. I haven't had that issue, but yeah, it should be something to keep in mind.
handwriting, it could actually mean you are a genius. Yeah, literally. As you know when you're at school and they literally just tell you non-stop that you have to have perfect handwriting. You know, they tell you all the lot, the most clever people have good handwriting, blah blah blah, but it's not the truth. Any of the smartest people on earth, such as Elon Musk, actually have horrific handwriting, like that you will barely be able to read. But why do scientists think that people with this type of handwriting are actually smarter? Well, here's why. Well, it's believed that these people's brains actually just move faster. That basically their thought process is going faster than they can actually write, which is why it's scruffy. The people that are extremely clever are having all these ideas, trying to write it down really quickly, but they obviously just can't in a really neat way. That's why it's scruffy. Let me know your thoughts on this, and do you have scruffy hand?
Makes you feel like a genius because, I mean, my handwriting is pretty chicken scratch. So, I don't know, I might be up there with Albert Einstein or something.
Writing or neat?
Well, that's it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.